Alright you guys, I'm going to be showing you how to install LEDs behind your cluster gauge. The tools that you're going to need are needle nose pliers. Trust me, you're going to need this with the 06 to 09 model for the Dodge Ram. Here are the LEDs that are going to go behind the cluster. If you have an 06 Ram, you're going to need 11. If you want to do this, I suggest going to superbrightleds.com. You can find whatever bulb you need. You can search by car too. The last thing you need is a Phillips screwdriver. The first thing you want to do is take a screw off that's up under here, but I have my CB radio, so first I need to take this off. Alright, so after taking off my CB, we're going to unscrew two screws here. So here's the emergency brake. Right to the right, there's a screw up here. And we're going to unscrew this screw and then go on the right side of the hood release. And there's a screw over there. Alright, after you take off the two screws, you see where it says hood? You're going to want to put your fingers right in there. And you're going to want to give it a nice tug. It's going to be kind of hard since I only have one hand. But you're going to want to give it a nice tug. And it's just going to pop off like this. I have a switch right here, so I need to disconnect these wires. So once you take your panel off, just set it aside. And come back over here. Okay. Now you see your cup holder? You're going to want to take your cup holder down. And then there's a screw up in here, and then there's a screw up in here, and those two screws hold your whole, I don't know what that's called, your whole little front area with like your climate control and your radio. They basically hold all that down. So take your two screws out. I've taken mine out already because I've done this before. Once you have removed those two screws, get your flathead screwdriver. Sorry, I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video. But get your flathead screwdriver. And you see right here how there's this crease. What you're going to want to do is stick your flathead in there and pretty much pry it off. Once you get it off, you can pretty much let it dangle like this. Show you guys the view. If you really want, you can unclip everything so you can get this whole mess out of your way. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. You can just keep it hanging like this. As long as you don't lean on it or anything. Alright, but now that we took that off, there's been some screws exposed. We've got a screw here and a screw here. We're going to take that off. We're also going to take off this screw right here. And now we're going to go to the other side of the steering wheel. We're going to take off these two. Once you take out those 5 screws, you're going to want to put your hand right in here, get it underneath, and you're just going to pull. It's actually really easy if you get your hand in the right spot. You just got to work it, and it comes right out. Here's your cables connecting your light switch. You're going to want to disconnect this just by pinching the pin, and it comes out. And now you can take this whole thing out. But the thing that's going to help you a lot is if you take this out so you can test your LEDs. Just take off these black screws, 1, 2, 3. Once you have your light controls plugged back into the cable, you can just let it chill there, and you can see that your cluster gauge is pretty much right here. You don't have to do much work. Let's see how many screws there are. There's 1 here, there's 2, 3, and then 4 right there, and your cluster gauge will come out. But they're going to have two sets of cables in the back of your cluster gauge when you pull it out. Oh, another thing that's going to help out a ton is right here is your steering wheel. You're going to want to, there we go, bring the steering wheel down as low as possible, and it just, you can see it comes right out pretty much. Here's one of the major clips back here. You just want to take everything off, just pinch and pull the cables out. Once you get those cables undone, there's another set of cables over here on the right. These are a little bit tougher to get to because the cords aren't as long. But what you want to do is stick your small flathead screwdriver in there. I'm going to try to show you a video of this. Stick your small flathead screwdriver in there, and you're going to use your screwdriver to, sorry about all that, to unclip the pin and pry it up out. I got unclipped, there we go. Easy as that. And then once you get those two clips undone, your cluster comes out just like this. This is what we want. So flip it over to the back and we'll see all of our LEDs. These blue things are the LEDs that I already put in there, and these black ones, there's one there, and blah blah blah, are the ones that we need to take out. The reason why we have these needle nose pliers is because these lights are way down in these holes, and the only way to get them out is with the needle nose pliers.